As Hungarians voted out longtime nationalist leader Viktor Orbán on Sunday, a pillar of Europe's rising far right was toppled. Orbán's government had offered a blueprint for right wing populist and illiberal politicians. It gained him support from both US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Orbán promoted ethno nationalism and fought against immigration, LGBTQ rights, and liberalism. He plowed hundreds of millions of dollars into championing these ideologies, clamping down on civil society and the media along the way. US based researcher of democratic erosion, Gabriela Greilinger, said Orbán was seen as the figurehead of Europe's far right.
So he has been the model because he was able to cling to power for so long and really entrench himself and his ideology in the state. And that's something that most other far right parties have not been able to do so far.
He was also Europe's leader with the closest ties to Trump's MAGA movement, made clear by Vice President J.D. Vance's Budapest trip to endorse him before the election.
I'm a big fan of Viktor. I'm with him all the way. The United States is with him all the way.
Daniel Fried, a fellow at the Atlantic Council think tank in Washington, D.C., said Hungary was the poster child for what Trump supporters saw as a good Europe.
Budapest became a pilgrimage. People were over there all the time from MAGA world. So it was a successful strategy.
Highly influential organizations backing Trump, including the Heritage Foundation, were among those who joined political conferences in Hungary's capital. However, Trump's threats to seize Greenland and the war with Iran have made him deeply unpopular in Europe. And Orbán's closeness to the MAGA movement is now seen as a double-edged sword by some far-right politicians. Alternative for Germany lawmaker Matthias Musdorf wrote on X that Orbán's ostentatious friendship with the Trump administration hung like millstones around his neck. Fried is cautious about what Orbán's defeat spells for Europe's far right. But the analyst says it does show the limits of his authoritarian playbook.
It does not mean that authoritarian populism will recede all over Europe, but it means at a minimum the narrative of inevitable nationalist triumph is checked.
Still, other Orbán allies say it is not uncommon for people to feel dissatisfied with a government after a long time in power, and some are looking to polls that appear to show there is still momentum behind the far right in major parts of Europe.